Yes, let's start. Today we are going to deal with very important matter, that is lesson planning. Yes. I ask you a simple question. What do you expect us to say today? What do you expect us? Say your expectation. Yes. No. Raise your hand. How to prepare a lesson? Steps of lesson planning. Yes. Participation.
Last time we talked about educational objectives and how can we phrase and divide them. I think today we are going to take a more abstract vocabulary in new words and the rules lesson plan through
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Who else? Who else? Rules that we follow to do what or lesson plan. What else? The correct order of lesson plan.
How to make use of the four skills and how to present the new vocabulary and the new structures.
Thank you. Very good.
How to plan a lesson.
It seems that you are brilliant teachers. Brilliant future teachers. It seems that.
How to face different steps to prepare my lesson plan.
Fine. Yeah.
How to make our child complete.
Yes. Thank you. Never come late. Be punctual. Yeah. Who else?
The materials and what we use in the lesson plan.
Yes. Thank you. All your expectations are right and fine. Yes. Is lesson planning important or not? Or is it a kind of routine? Yes.
It's very important because we need to do our job in the class.
Yes. Thank you. Today we are going to deal with three main things. Number one, what is lesson planning? What is lesson planning? Number two, what is it important? Number three, steps of lesson planning. Yes. These are the three elements we are going to discuss today. First, what is lesson planning? I want you to tell me your opinions. What is the definition of lesson planning? Please, in short.
It's a plan which the teacher should follow during his lesson.
Yes, it's a plan the teacher should follow during his lesson. Fine. Yes.
I want them to nice.
That is the idea. I want them to smile. Thank you.
Stages of
Uh-huh.
stages of presenting a lesson.
Steps of presenting the lesson. Yeah. Thank you.
My objectives in the class.
My
object.
object in the class. Yes. Thank you. What else?
Just that consists of the procedures or the steps that I may carry out during the lesson.
Yes. In short, we can summarize what you said in a very simple word. Lesson plan is a guide for teaching a lesson. Lesson plan is a guide, not a word for teaching a lesson. It helps you to know how and what, or what and how. What means the material you are going to present. How? The strategies, the techniques you are going to use to present your material. Yes, again. What's the lesson planning? In short, guide for teaching the lesson. It enables me to know what and how. What means the material I'm going to present. How? The techniques, the strategies I use to present this material. Okay? Agreed upon? Yeah. Coming late is wrong. Yes. We finished? What is lesson plan? What's so clean? Very clean. Yes. So clean. Why is it important? Is it a kind of routine? Some teachers are poor of lesson planning. Why do we plan? I don't use my notes. And so on. There are many people who attack lesson planning. Are you with experienced lesson planning? Yeah. We will. Why is it important? What is the importance of lesson planning? Yes.
Shows how I prepare more for the
Yes. Huh? To control time. In other words, we say it saves time and
Time management.
effort. It saves time and effort. It saves time and effort. Yes. Thank you.
I agree with it as a result. Listen to them, I will be in
Yes. In other words, you will be at a loss. You will not know what to do next. Thank you very much.
I agree with the idea of the lesson plan because it makes the teacher arrange his ideas during the classroom and set his time and also make different steps that will be followed.
Yes.
Will be followed.
Thank you very much. Who else?
It leads to active students and active
Yes.
I define the most important thing that I want to do.
Yes. In short, without this plan, we will be at a loss. It saves time and effort, and it helps me to do the steps smoothly, easily, and quickly. And we come to the most important part. The most important part. The steps of this plan. I'll give you 2 minutes or 3 minutes. Prepare the steps, and then we will start. Go on. 2 minutes. Suggest you can work in pairs or in groups. Yes, you can. Yes, answer.
We have to choose goals,
Goals.
methods, objectives. Yes, objectives, and methods and approaches. Yes, I remember. And resources.
Resource. Thank you. That's a lot.
objectives.
Yes, only one objective. Yes.
First of the objectives, then warming up, then
Only one. Warming up. Yes. Don't repeat what was said. Yes, thank you. The smart teacher. Yes.
Warm up, presentation, new language, new structure, practice.
Thank you. Yes, thank you. Yes, thank you. Thank you. Instructions. Yes, thank you. Assignment. Home assignment.
I would say assessment, fair assessment, fair assessment.
Yes, fair assessment.
Presentation practice.
It seems that you read. Yes. Yes, thank you. What? Chicken homework. At the end. Yes. Yes, thank you. Now we will ask you right now. What you said was nearly right. Now we come to the model concept. First, you write the title. Unit what? Lesson what? Page what? As the title of the lesson. First, the animal, marine Clear now? Yeah. Unit what? Unit 1. Listen. Listen. 3. For example, 1. Page 1. Why do you write the page, the number of the page, in order to help your pupils or students to get the page quickly? And then to write the title of it. Okay? And sometimes it says you write exercise 1, 2, 3, SB.
أو W.
Yeah.
W.
2, 3, W. Okay? You write everything in this. For example, a boy who is lazy. Say, which page you are getting? Everything is clear and ready in front. Then you write the steps on the left. Number 1, resource. What does it mean? What do you mean by the word resource? Yes, please.
The title of the book and,
Yes.
and the page,
My references, yeah.
the unit.
Yeah? Yes, thank you. The references you get your information from. Other than the set book, the governmental book. For example, magazines, websites, and so on. So resources, you mentioned, yes, the place, the site, you get your material from. Other than the book, the set book, or the work. And this is optional, by the way, optional. If you write it, okay. If you don't, okay. It's optional. You know the word optional?
Yes.
To write or not? No problem. This is the first step, and it is optional. Number 2, second homework. First, second homework. At the end of the previous lesson, you give your pupils, your students, some exercises as homework. So, at the beginning of the period, the new period, you check this homework. What happens if you don't check the homework? They will neglect the homework and they will never do it. Miss Suad doesn't check homework. Take it easy. Don't do anything. Just make your head bigger. Yes, this is very important. To check the homework. Yes. How can you check the homework? How can you check? Will you go around and check one by one and waste about half? Yes. How can you check? Yes.
And check it and write the correct answers on the board and make it as
You will exchange box or notebooks?
make it as a group work like this one
You will exchange notebooks or
make
box?
students exchange each other's notebooks.
Yes.
Take turns.
Yes.
Take turns.
Yes. Very good. It's a technique.
Ask our students to say the pictures, then you
Nada?
yes, then another one answer it and you correct it orally.
Yes. Thank you.
I can make using players.
Yes. Thank you. Good technique. You will collect box and take them with you after the lesson. It's a technique. Yeah. What else?
It can be already for saving much time for the rest of the day.
Yes. I agree with you. I agree. I can't agree more. It's preferred to check the homework orally. Amal or Amal, the first question. Maha, the second question. Rehan, the third. Hadir, the fourth, and so on.
No, take turns.
Do you agree? Is she right? Is she wrong? And so on. About 5 minutes at most. Okay? So, check the homework orally. It's better to check. But your techniques are right. Your techniques are right and respected. Yes. What about the third step? The most important thing.
Mr.
As I read.
Step of checking made optional.
What? Homework?
Obligatory.
Shall I write it on my lesson plan?
No. If you write it, write the references. If you don't write, okay. Optional means to write or not.
I know.
Not to write the resources and options. I see.
I say my question is it necessary to write this step in my lesson plan?
Yes, very important. Very important. Yes. Right? Checking homework. You can write, I check the homework or the pupil homework or that's it. Or I go around and check the homework or yeah. In your notes, yes. In your notes, you write it. This is your guide. In your notes, write everything in your notes and practice it with your beautiful class. Rule A. So the first step is sources, and we said that it's optional.
Checking homework.
Checking homework, and we said that it's oral activity. It's better to be oral. The third is objective. I think Mr. Salah covered it completely yesterday.
Yeah.
But I'm going to say a simple word about it. Yes.
It's a plan for teaching.
Yeah, plan for teaching. What else? How can we phrase objective?
Objectives are meant for teaching because the teacher to convey a message to the students about phrasing it. We can start with the introductory sentence. By the end of the lesson, you will be able to then pay an incentive. There are 3 points about objectives, psychomotor and affective. About cognitive, there are 6 levels from
Yes, thank you very much. Thank you. You read a lot and you studied hard. No. This student is good.
You will become a message of the lesson.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah.
What are you going to do and
Yes, thank you. To be smart. Yes. How can we write? How can we phrase the objective?
Yes.
Yeah. Yes.
By the end of this lesson, you will
This is what you write and practice. By the end, this is the type. Huh? Will be able to. Yes. Okay. So by the end of the list, or the various students or pupils will be able to do what? Yes. The objective, we have 3 kinds of objectives first. Who can?
Yes.
Yes. Huh?
Cognitive.
Cognitive. Let's start.
Yes.
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 And the second?
Yes.
Psychomotor. Yes.
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 The third?
Yes.
Yes. Affective. Yes. Yes, Mr. Salah explained them. But I want to say, cognitive is related to one word on
Knowledge.
Knowledge. Yes. Okay.
Skills. Psychomotor skills.
Skill is
More attitudes. Values.
attitude. KSA.
ينسافر السعودية.
Kingdom of Saudi
Yeah.
It's something symbolic. Cognitive, psychomotor,
Affect.
KSA. Yes, K means knowledge. S means
Skill.
Attitudes, morals, values, ethics, and so on. And this is very important. You are not a computer to teach students information only, but you are a human being to teach students values, morals, and good behavior. This is very important. Yes, how can we phrase the objective? We said that the objective should be smart.
Yes.
Every letter has
Yeah.
Means certainly.
There are two men here.
Only one. Only one. Each student will take one letter. Yes. Specific. Thank you. Major ball.
Yes.
Yes. Yes. Action oriented.
Yes.
Don't say understand. No, you can't measure understanding.
Reasonable.
Reasonable. Or likable. Reachable. Time bound. Time bound. So the objective should have 5 things. 5 conditions. Specific. Measurable. Action oriented. Reasonable. Time bound. If the objective is free from any one of these, it will be a bad. You understand? And can anyone phrase in objective? Choose in objective and phrase it.
able to define the word environment easily, read the passage correctly in 5 minutes, delete the environment of class in 5 minutes.
Yes, thank you. You covered the 3 minutes.
By the end of this lesson, pupils will be able to recognize the difference between there is and there are. In 10 minutes, read short sentence loudly, write short sentence correctly, encourage the students to answer the question correctly.
Yes, thank you. Yes. Can you hear that?
No.
Please say out.
By the end of the lesson, pupils will be able to match the family picture words correctly, identify the family words according to the gender in 10 minutes, identify the value of family relationship.
Yes, thank you. Thank you. Yes.
By the end of the lesson, pupils will be able to ask each other, do you like bananas? Do you like apples? And answer this question quickly. Yes, I do. No, I don't. I will advise pupils to eat all fruits to be healthy and strong.
Yes, thank you.
By the end of the chapter بتاعنا الشابتر يعني students will be able to deal finally with people as the mental which deals with
Yes.
labor.
This is affective domain.
Not to laugh at or look at people.
Yeah, affective domain. You stress on affective domain. Thank you. Who else? Yes, gentlemen.
By the end of the lesson, students will be able to recognize possessive pronouns accurately,
Yes.
talk about favorite hobbies, read a dialogue between two boys, to be an example of cooperation.
Yes, very good. Yes, we cover the 3 domains. Thank you. This box there.
Contrast between city and village in about 5 sentences. Use better than
Sentences. Not sentences.
Yes, sentence.
Yes, thank you.
Sound.
Shayman.
هذا ركض الإنجليزي بس.
Yes. Thank you. Yes, go on, Shayman.
use verbs that describe sentences correctly and encourage the pupils to clean their classroom clear.
Yes, thank you, Ms. Shayman. Good. Yes, the smart one.
By the end of the video, pupils will be able to recognize what the 5 senses are exactly, practice the structure can in 1 hour, give the right while asking questions.
Yes, thank you. Mr. Salah said that there are 3 things which you should put in mind concerning. Do you remember them?
Yes.
3 things. 3 things. Yes. Yes, performance.
Condition.
Condition.
Criteria.
Yes. Yes, very good. Performance is to do. By the end of the lesson, students will be able to use the first conditional and simple sentence correctly. Right means performance. Simple sentence means no. Condition.
Condition.
Right. Correctly means correctly. So the 3 things are available in this option. To take care of this. Smart and performance condition. Is the matter clear with the objective? By the way, never enter your class without preparing your objectives. Okay?
Okay.
Like the barber without scissors or machines, like the carpenter without hammer, like the farmer without axe. So you will never do anything. Like the teacher without a marker. Can you do without the objective? No. Yes. What about the fourth one? Eight. Without aids, we will be helpless. What are the different aids we can use in class? Yes. Yes. The board. Only one.
Yes.
Yes. The effective domain.
Yes.
Don't be selfish.
Yes.
Don't be greedy. Yes.
Flashcards.
What?
Flashcards.
Very good. Pictures. Pictures. Thank you.
CD.
CDs. Thank you.
Visual aids like the
Visual aids. Yes. Charts.
Yes.
Realia. Thank you.
Cassette.
Cassette. Yes. Miming.
Yes.
Brilliant. Mr. Ibrahim said that be slow with them and don't be hard. So I was afraid about it.
He's
But
a-
now I am really confident. I am proud.
But he was right.
Yes. But yes, I think half the sentence, but the second at the same time they are good, brilliant. But he made me afraid first, but didn't give me confidence. Thank you, Mr. Ibrahim. My supporter.
راح شوية عليهم بس هم ممتازين جدا. ده كان أفضل كلمتين.
معنى بروح يعني
يعني خلي بالك منهم يعني.
Thank you. We are just kidding. Now I'm greatly satisfied with you. Aids you can take or give or reality. Reality is very important. What's this? What's this? Yeah. It's a marker. What's this? It's foam. And so on. Reality is more effective than drawing or pictures. Yes.
For the objectives, can I include the three domains in one lesson, or I can make the three domains for the whole unit? Because it's more difficult to have the three domains.
Yes, very good
in one
question. It's better to use the three domains in essence.
in each every part.
Mr. Rain, she wants to say that can I use the three domains in one lesson or in the whole unit? It's better to use the three domains in one lesson. It's better. But if you can find, okay. The matter is,
I mean, can I have the two domains for one lesson and the other one three domains something?
it's better. I said it's better. It's very important to use the three domains in one lesson. Because we stress on the affective domain. For example, what's my affective domain? Today, teach you to be punctual. Three ladies came late. So please don't come late. This is an affective domain. And what's my cognitive domain? To teach you how to prepare a list.
Can I write the effective domain after the class? يعني حضرتك الليدز اللي came late, you taught us the effective domain immediately. Not you didn't prepare it. You didn't prepare it.
If I were a teacher, I would prepare it beforehand.
It's emergent.
بتبقى مهم مواقف في الحصه نفسها.
Yeah. Can I phrase it after the lesson?
No. Phrase it. Pre-phrase it. Pre-phrase it. Phrase it before the lesson. You must read your lesson well, and you will can pick out three domains easy. You are not a machine. You are a human being. You are intelligent. You can invent and work out things.
In each lesson.
In each lesson, yes.
Not in the whole unit.
Yes, in each lesson you.
When you identify the effective domain, even in grammar, as Mr. Sahar said, even in the grammar lesson, You can select an effective domain or an oral lesson you yourself,
Yes.
according to the level of your class. حسب مستوى حتى انت عارف اولادك حسب الفصل.
They need what?
To be clean.
Cleanliness. The value of cleanliness. So when I came into the class, I found that it was dirt. What can I teach my students?
Cleanliness.
The value of cleaning or of cleanliness. Yes. Hygiene and sanitation, something like that. How to have a sense of belonging when we salute the flag. You understand? Yes. What about the fourth one? Warm up. Very, very cool. How can we warm up our pupils? How? Yes. By question. Yes, thank you. By exercise. How did I warm you up? How did I warm you up?
Refreshing.
Yes,
Refreshing.
By refreshing questions, which you didn't answer.
Yeah.
Except only one. Yes.
Throw a short game.
Game. Icebreaker.
Or a story.
A story. Very good. Dialogue. Yes.
Brainstorming.
Brainstorm. Yes. Discussing the title. What can you see? Or a picture. What can you see? Is he a farmer? Is he a doctor?
Warm up should be related to listen.
Wait. I will answer you. Yes. In the warm up.
No.
I want to make them ready for the match, for the lesson. How can you work with the players up? You make them run, you make them walk, you make them stretch their muscles. Yes. Yes, thank you.
I can just warm up with something, some incidents that are happening nowadays. For example, today, الأهلي والزمالك match.
Yes.
They will be right.
Yes, but take care. Avoid talking about three topics.
Religion.
Politics, sports, religion. Never talk about them in class, please. It may cause us. For example, say that Al-Ahli defeated the song, and one of the Malik fans will say, "No, don't say this mess," and there will be a quarrel fight.
Yeah. Chaos.
Please don't speak about these three things in class. Be for all. Be for all. Listen, for all.
Yeah.
You should gain all your pupils' love and respect. If your students know that you belong to a certain team and he belongs to another team, he will not like you. He won't respect you. Stop. Avoid this. If any student asks you, which team do you belong to? Practice production. What do you mean by procedures? Yes. Strategies, techniques you use to present your lesson. Yes. What are the strategies you use? The techniques you use?
Methods.
Yes. Practice. What about practice? We have three kinds of practice. Control. Practice. Control means you stick to the exercise in your book or workbook. Yes, exercise 1. I ask students to work in pairs. Then, students answer orally. Then, I change their answer. This is control practice. To stick to the exercise in your book. List control practice means you give similar questions to the questions inside your book. Give similar questions, the same questions but in different way. Free practice. This is very important. Free practice means you go further than your book. For example, Rehan and Hadid, come to the front and act as a driver. This is free practice. You ask your students to practice English outside the lesson. Related to the lesson, but outside the text of the lesson. You understand? So this is very important. The students are free. They work in groups or pairs. So practice is important step in preparing English.
Mister, procedures like it.
Procedures, you use the technique. What is this technique? Verb work, group work.
Role play.
Any technique you use. Production. Sometimes you call it evaluation. Sometimes we call it feedback. Sometimes we call it autonomy. Autonomy means you give a final judgment. It is called self-government. So, production, evaluation, feedback, autonomy, the same. You give your students or pupil some questions based on the specification of the exam. For example, odd one out. Supply the missing parts in this diagram, and so on. Punctuate the following. Anything which is related to the exam. You understand? So now we are going to check whether you have achieved your objectives or not. At this point, you check whether you have achieved your objectives or not, which you mentioned before. Yeah.
In presentation, if we should write
Should we?
Yes, procedures, so and so. I use to present my exercise. Practice. I write exercise 1. Students work in pairs and answer this question. I check the students' answers orally. As far as free practice is concerned, you can say, I ask two students to come to the front and act as a dialogue and so on, in front of us. As far as production is concerned, I write 2 questions, 2 simple questions related to the specification of the exam. You understand?
Yes.
Everything is clear? What about the last step? The last but not least, homework or home assignment. How can you give your students your homework? Don't imitate the old people that write this 7 times. Write this text 101 times. Yes. Yes. If you don't cover, if you can't cover some exercises, yes, this is homework. Exercise 4, 5, and 6, homework. They should be simple and ask them or clarify the difficult points for them. Don't give your students difficult questions to be at home. Difficult questions, this is at home, and the student goes to his mother or father, my mother, I can't answer this question. Repeat your teacher. Yes. So try to select simple and easy questions to be answered there, in order to check them easily the next time when this is on your head. Yes, if you give difficult questions, you will be at a loss the next period. Who has questions? Yes.
Can I prepare the homework outside the book? يعني أجيب ورق وأصوره مثلا.
No.
أصور.
Books are not allowed.
Are not allowed. Yeah.
Take care. Don't get any bazaar box, any market box inside your classroom.
No, I prepared it on my computer.
Yes, okay.
And
Write them on the board. Write them in your preparation notes and then copy them on your board.
لكن تصوير ورق والكلام ده.
Yeah, forbidden. On the board. Write everything. You will get it to yourself. Why?
Yeah.
In the student's book, exercise 5 and 6, answer these questions at home. Without any effort from you. Yes. يعني choose the simplest and easiest for you to check and for the students to answer. For you to check and for the students to answer.
Yeah.
Don't bring troubles to yourself. Don't bring troubles. As my teacher said, don't trouble troubles until trouble you. ما تروحش للمشاكل.
هي كده كده جايه.
will come to you sooner or later. But don't go faster to the trouble it. So if the troubles will trouble you. كانوا قلنا كده زمان. If you troubles will trouble you. Don't put your hand into the lion's mouth. Understand? So don't choose the difficult path or the difficult way. Okay? Now we have covered. We have covered before taking. Yes, very good. And this point. Presentation. You can use structure. You select the most important words. Museum, zoo, garden. Use structure. For example, you give F. If you work hard, you will pass the test. This is the new structure. So write the new vocabulary and new structure below the presentation. Thank you very much. Do you have any questions? Now I'm going to ask you to summarize the 7 steps. Very. Yes. What about question? Mr. Salah gave you something that looks taxonomy.
Yeah.
Which is concerned with the cognitive domain. Do you remember the 6 levels?
Yes.
One level.
Remembering.
Remember. Thank you.
Yes.
Understand. Thank you.
Applying.
Apply. Yes. Analysis. Yes. This is evaluation.
Or creation.
This is the most important thing. Creation or evaluation. What do you think of Miss Renan? She is good, she is nice, she is helpful.
Evaluation.
So the students are going to create, to do something which is not available. This is very important. Evaluation. This is going to evaluate matters. What do you think of the class? Very clean, very nice, arranged.
Critical thinking.
حتى عندكم في لسه ميسي كلاس ميسي
سنة ثالثة.
Everything is out of order. Everything is untidy. So, ask your students, what do you think of this class? Is this class? He may not understand what you think of. Is the class clean? It is no. Like, is it good now? No. Like, what can we do? We can clean the classroom. So, if we clean the classroom, what will happen? What do you think now? The class is nice, is beautiful, is good, and so on. So this is what we call evaluation. And you can vary your evaluation. Don't insist on the first level, اللي هو الايه؟ remember. اللي بيسموه knowledge stage. وده كان ايه؟ something of the best, of the bad best. It is that memorize this, and we still do it. Private lesson teachers are
still
only concerned with this level.
Remember.
Unfortunately. Do you agree or not?
Yeah.
Memorize the words, memorize the rule. مين اللي هيسمع لنا الكلمات دول؟ صوروا 20 كلمة أو 30 كلمة. طب مين اللي هيسمع لنا الاستراكشر؟ This is concerned with the first level on. But can you apply it? No, I can't. If present simple, future simple, if past simple would.
would والمصدر.
Right. Can he write a correct sentence using the if in the second? Can he write this?
بيجيبها من غير اف. بيجيبها من غير اف.
So don't be concerned with the first level only. Just use the first level in memorizing words. Use the second level in comparing or something like that. Use the third level and the fourth and the fifth, the sixth, and so on. Okay?
Mister, I think there didn't a step in lesson plan called evaluation.
What?
A step in lesson plan called evaluation.
Yes.
Before work.
This
Yes.
is production. Evaluation.
Evaluation.
Oh.
I evaluate myself.
Yes.
What I did in the class.
In the class. You
What
write?
I did in the class and the evaluation.
Yes, very good. You explain a rule. For example, if conditional, second conditional if. And you write 2 questions, multiple choice. If he studied hard, he will
would.
pass, would pass, can pass, shall pass the test. He will say would pass. So you understand that he understood the rule. Yes.
Evaluation comes in the objective step and also comes in the presentation step. What is the difference?
Yeah. Who can answer it? Evaluation comes in the objective and in the evaluation. What's the difference?
Evaluation comes in the objective.
In objectives, you write how you can
Achieve you.
do the evaluation later on. But in the evaluation step, you evaluate really. One you prepare for evaluation, and the other you are evaluating yourself as a part, at the moment, immediately. You understand?
Yes.
Yes. Yes. What's the difference between warming up and evaluation? Can anyone answer?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes.
warm up to make the students active and able to understand the reason and the mission to check what happened in the class.
Thank you.
Warming up is preceding the lesson. Evaluation is after the lesson.
Yes, thank you. Very good answer. She said about the procedure and he said about the timing. What else? Warming up may be concerned with the previous
In the comment.
and coming or the coming on. Warming up may not be exercise at all. Maybe a story, maybe a joke,
Quiz.
maybe a puzzle, maybe a riddle, maybe a game, maybe icebreaker, as what we did. Maybe anything. It may be out of the lesson. Yes. Shayma, what's your favorite food? She said that mahshi. All of you will laugh, will smile. This is kind of refreshment. Is it concerned with any lesson? No. Her neighbor will say that I don't like mahshi. It's not good. It makes causes troubles for me and so on. And
This-
we will make a kind of fun.
This is warming up.
This is
Warming up.
So you are fresh, you forget all about your troubles, and you forget all about the mess before, maybe a very hard one, sharp one, serious one, who made them cry and weep a lot. So you want your students to forget all about what happened before. You beat the student, like training in the football. What about the coach do? What does the coach do? He asks them to run, to walk, to stretch their muscles, to refresh. Yes. And yes. Yes. It may be a coach. Anything that helps you to introduce your topic to yours. Anything. Choose. You may get a video, a story, joke. Any joke. Tell them a joke. In Arabic, they will be happy. They will have a kind of fun. Tell them a joke. Any situation, fun situation. تخيلوا يا اولاد وانا جاي فلان كذا وحصل كذا ونسيت الاوبرا والراجل زعق لي مثلا. انا نسيت الاوبرا والراجل قال لي يا ابله طنشتي عايز اتزوجك. It's a situation. And it was very critical situation. ممكن critical situation. Okay? Anything that helps you to present your topic, it can be important. Do you have any other questions? Yes.
Some supervisors don't like teachers to talk in Arabic during the English class, and I think that makes a very broad gap between the students and the teacher. How can I solve this problem?
Yes. Very good question. I am one of them.
Oh my God.
But I have different solution. You should be flexible. I entered many classes and found the teacher there. The teacher talks in English about 5% and in Arabic 95%. This is crime. Arabic. Listen. If anyone passes, you understand me? Anyone passes and hears and hears English means it's
an English class.
If anyone passes and hears Arabic, it's an Arabic class.
Yes.
And I made a questionnaire, by the way. In this question, would you like the teacher to speak Arabic or English or Arabic and English? About 90% of the students said that English. Why? I asked them why. And even the 10% who are against English were too shy to raise their hands. It means that wrong people are too shy. عارفين ان هم غلط. ان speaking Arabic in class. Even the teacher, when a visitor came, he refused to speak
English.
Arabic. He refused to speak Arabic. So he speaks English all the time. So the students say, feel something. He feels that the teacher is not confident. The teacher is afraid of the situation.
Yeah.
Mr. Salah speaks Arabic in our session or classes, and when the supervisor comes, he speaks English. Hey. Once a student told me a relative, انت عارف يا مستر الأب اللي بتتكلم انجليزي ده على طول والله بتتكلم 3/4 الحصة عربي. What do you feel at this time? بيقول لي كده. I don't find any answer. طب أقول له إيه؟ أصل the students are mature. خلي بالك. You think that you are intelligent and the student is
more.
No. The students may be more intelligent than you. خلي بالك. Modern technology makes things different. The students may teach you something. My students taught me a lot of things about technology. When I have any trouble with my mobile, I ask my students. They check it, they do repairs, and they do everything. And you feel that your son, your children are cleverer than you in this part. So don't about this gentleman's question, which is very important. Don't speak 100% English. You can use Arabic, but rarely. Don't use too much Arabic. About abstract words, في كلمة abstract ما انتش عارف تمثل ولا عارف تعمل لها مايمنج ولا acting ولا real thing ولا أي حاجة. هتعمل إيه؟ Sometimes translation is like cortisone. You know cortisone in medical field.
Yeah.
Cortisone is bad, but it may be sometimes the only solution. اللي عنده خبرة في الطب. أحيانا كورتيزون ده
مفيش حل تاني.
بس أحيانا هو بعض الالتهابات والحاجات the only solution بيسموه ايه؟ The failure and successful remedy. الناجح الفاشل او الفاشل الناجح. This is the only way. الكيموثيرابي والعياذ بالله ربنا يعافيك. بيبقى الحل الوحيد للكانسر والحاجات دي. احيانا I am against translation but sometimes يعني حضرت حصه بويتري في لغات the teacher speaks all time English. Give it to him. رغم ان انا against Arabic. I told him that use Arabic. But rarely. 95 English, 5% Arabic. Okay.
As for
Do you agree with me or not?
yeah. As for the classroom language.
Use simple language. Don't use difficult language in order to prove that you are a teacher, you are a professor, and the more students feel that you are vague and strange, the more successful you are. This is wrong. Make your language simple. The successful teacher is the one who speaks simple and easy language, not the one who says dogmas and props. This is not a teacher. This is a complex teacher or something complicated teacher. So try to be easy and simple. Is the matter clear?
Thank you.
So speak simple English. How can you overcome the problem of Arabic? Speak simple English. Try to translate. Try to mime. Translate using English. For example, the word tiny, T-I-N-Y. This is strange. Instead of صغير, it's small, very small. And the students know the word. The students know the word small. The word مثل.
Huge.
Very big. Huge, and so on. Yeah, you can get any near meaning.
Example.
An example. Give him an example. Brave. He doesn't know the word brave. I am brave. I can do anything.
I can fight a lion.
I can fight a lion. I am not afraid of anything, of any animal. So I don't fear anything. So I am brave.
بعد ده بقى اقول شجاع ولا
خلاص. If he speaks Arabic, okay, let him. But don't speak Arabic yourself.
me.
But if you want to make sure that they understand, you can ask them to translate it into Arabic. Sometimes. The matter is clear, but don't speak Arabic all the time. So I found a teacher speak about 90% Arabic and 10% English, and this is a crime.
It must be vice versa.
Yes, vice versa. So don't kill English by using it. So don't spoil. Our teacher said, don't spoil your English by using it. Don't spoil it. Okay? Now we will have. Yes, thank you. Then who can answer? What's the difference between less controlled practice and free practice? What's the difference? Slight difference. Yes, Shayman.
Let's control the other similar exercises about the lesson that we have, but free practice are less
Completely different.
Yes, less away from the exercises that we have. The students can give their opinions or their point of view where they.
Yes, thank you very much. Thank you very much. Yes, is it clear or can I make it clearer? Yes. Less control, it is like control. Control the questions already in your book, the same questions in your book. This is similar questions. Instead of Hani is playing or Ali is playing. Hani is eating or Huda is drinking. The same, similar. Free practice, further, you go further than the lesson itself. And what's your opinion about Shayman? What do you think of this? This is
free practice.
The highest level of prefects. And this is very important. How can students speak in class? I want to concentrate on two things, fluency and accuracy. Some teachers say when a student make mistakes, if they say wrong, stupid, donkey, you should don't call a student bad name. Because little students or young students will repeat what you say in class in their house or outside. If you call him dog or donkey, he will call this word to his sister or his brother. And you will be responsible. Miss Rehab النهارده dog, buffaloes, cows. As if we were in a zoo. You are a teacher. What about this? Don't forget this. You are not a teacher of knowledge or information. You are a teacher of morals. You are a teacher of values. A teacher of ethics, attitudes. Teach the student to be polite. A student is naughty and his neighbor complains of him all the time. This boy takes my pen. This boy cut my paper. Be polite. You must be so and so. Teach the student to be polite. It's one of your roles inside your class. Yes. Last but not least, I'd like to reward those who were active and interactive with us. But I'd like to thank all people. You are all brave. But we need to reward 6 or 7 people only. So I'd like you to give a big hand for all these participants. Yes, Asmail Abed, come please. Grace here. Rabab Afia. Yes. Yes. All of you are brilliant, but we need only 7.
بس صورنا دي
Because
بس صورنا بتكنا هنا
شيماء عوض.
شيماء متوقع بس كويس. على فكره عندنا كده دايما في كل الورك شوبس الكناس وتابعوا الموقع بتاع اللغه الانجليزيه استاذ احمد عبد المحسن واستاذ مصطفى كامل ومستر اسامه مستر اسامه هو ده استاذ اسامه عامل
ندى عامل.
اسامه عامل وندى عامل حاجه
سقف بقى سقف
رضا رجب.
هذا السقف
صفية.
كلام فلسفي.
مصر العرب شحاتة.
رحال
مش شيماء. مش included, but I'd like to add my experience. Yes, come. They're from me. So they deserve. All of you deserve respect, appreciation, and reward. But I'm sorry because I couldn't reward all of you. So accept my apology. With you? Yes. Thank you very much. I like you all. I respect you all without any exception. You were very active. Thank you very much.
Thank you.